Hey, what's up everybody? This is your girl Miss P. I hope that you are doing fabulous today. I'm doing pretty good. Yes, I'm back in my room. For the past couple of videos, I've been, you know, in my nice little setup, you know, everything like that. I really don't feel like recording in there today. And I'm getting ready to get in this bed right here. Oh, snap. Yes, I am. Oh, who is texting me? This always happens when I'm recording. Somebody want to talk to me. Come and talk to me. I really wanna. Okay, Jodeci. Casey, Juju. Alright. Make sure to like this video. I'd really appreciate it. This light is like so bright. Shine bright like a diamond. Come on here. Do that. Do that. I want to start off with best funerals ever. It's on TLC. I believe it's on Sunday nights. Honey, the foolery in that whole shebang, it's just too ratchet for my spirit. And I wondered what else TLC was gonna do, because TLC, it's starting to become ratchet. Like, you don't only watch TLC for like little cooking shows, Say Yes to the Dress, little stuff like that. But now you can see a bunch of ratchet foolery on TLC, and I never thought that they would get into that. But it's blessing my spirit. Best Funerals Ever is a wonderful show. I have to talk about the little boy. What was his name? He did the baby back ribs. Chili's baby back. He did that. And they put him away in a barbecue grill. And they told his family members after the eulogy to come up and dip that little rib in the barbecue sauce. And okay. How do you put the rib in the barbecue sauce and then catch the Holy Ghost off of it? I was just like... And then the sleigh ride. For the man that loved Christmas, they had his casket come in on a sleigh. I was too through. And then the little boy that wanted he had his remains in a little urn, and they took him to the fair. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it at all. One of the little girls that worked there, she got like a little gold tooth, and she, oh my God, her hair be sitting though. I have to say that. The other little boy that looked like Miguel. If I'm ever in Dallas, Texas, I don't want any of my family members. I don't think I would ever put that in my will for them to send me to the Golden Gate Funeral Home for my memorial services. I told y'all what I want. Well, this might, they could probably do this. I want to be, you know how they do taxidermy and they have the little deers on the wall and stuff like that? I want to be like, I want to be stuffed. Like, y'all know how I'm always like, that's how I want to be. Stuffed on somebody's mantle. Yes, honey. I want to be like plush size, like little beanie babies. That'd be cute. While we are talking about TLC, I did get a chance to watch the Totally Tboz. Her intro, Totally Tboz, I can't get into it. It just makes me want to holler out laughing. And my best friend and I, we go back and forth through either phone or text message talking about this foolery that is Totally Tboz. I feel bad for Tboz, honestly, with her sickle cell and everything that's going on. It's good that she was patching things up with her dad and letting Chase meet her daddy and all that good stuff and have a better relationship with him. It was just an okay episode. I was kind of bored throughout the episode. Hopefully it gets a little bit better, but honey, they were reaching in this episode. The Sisterhood. I don't know all the girls' names by heart, but baby girl that looks like Rashida, her story is kind of boring. She's kind of like Rashida. It's like a boring little story. You don't know what else to do. The girl named Tara, who's married to her Jewish husband, Brian, too much. She's a walking contradiction, and I can't with her. Who else? Baby girl, the little Dominican girl, and her black husband. It's the only way I know how to differentiate between all of them. It's craziness. They're too much, and he's too extra. I can't get into them. The little radical for Christ, Jesus couple. The only white couple up there. The other little girl, what's her name? Dominique. I love her husband. Like, he really wants to help her, and she like, I think the devil trying to get a hold of me again. She was just too much, but she was speaking some truth last night. But overall, it was just a messy episode, and they bickered just like regular women. Like, they are like basketball wives, pretty much. It should have been called ministers' wives. I did want to hit on Freddy E. Of course, I did not know who he was until his unfortunate suicide. It was over the weekend where he had actually committed committed suicide. He had a string of tweets going on leading up to it. A YouTuber was signed with Tyga, and a lot of people have been saying it was, what's the girl's name? Honey Cocaine or something like that. That's her rap name. She's an up-and-coming rapper. And they were supposedly linked together because of words she was saying to him. He committed suicide, and other people saying it was personal issues. But overall, I just think that's very unfortunate, and suicide is never the answer. A lot of people do not have an escape route and people to talk to, and that's really, really sad. I hope that his family finds some kind of peace through all of this, but it's really unfortunate, and you never know what people are going through. Even if they have all the money and the notoriety and the numbers and all of this, you never know what people are really, really going through. So you always have to watch what you say. That's one thing I always tell people, you know, sit back, count to 10 before you say something, because you never know how it will affect somebody. Speaking of suicide and deaths, I just wanted to hit on this. Y'all know Justin Bieber, he's recently picked up the habit of smoking the ganja, smoking the weed. You know, everybody done tried it. A lot of his believers are taking it very, very hard. He has a lot of young girls that follow him. A lot of young girls across the country have recently started cutting themselves because of his recent activities with weed, and that's ridiculous. Like, they're posting pictures on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere, asking Justin Bieber to stop smoking weed. Like, what? Huh? And there's been a couple of suicides and deaths because of it. Like 13, 14, 15-year-old girls taking this to heart. My thing is with these celebrities, even though I talk about celebrities often, and we all talk about celebrities, that's what we want to hear about because it's funny and it's entertaining. But at the end of the day, they are just people like you and me. You cannot act as though you have a personal relationship with these people and you call them up on the phone. If you do, kudos to you. But for everybody else that are stans and all this stuff, as long as you do not take it too seriously and you want to die over a certain person in the industry, because you are taking it too far. And if you want to risk your own life because somebody else is going through some things and they do not even know you, what in the world? Speaking of stans, I wanted to talk about the Beehive with Beyonce. Honey, did y'all see her GQ cover? Baby girl was working it, honey. Her body done bounced back. It never left. Beyonce, I must say, I'm not a Beyonce stan, but I do love me some her. I cannot wait to see her performance at the Super Bowl for this year. New stuff, it's been said that she's going to have an album. She's going to go on tour. Her new songs are going to premiere. So I'm really, really excited about that. The Beehive is going to be buzzing yet again, and she is now on Instagram. A lot of people are like, oh my God, I can't believe Beyonce got an Instagram. So she was posting some pictures, and her nickname is Baddie B on Instagram. And a lot of people were wondering, why did she do Baddie B? And it was actually because of the OMG girls. Gucci everything, tiny tip. They had done some type of video for Beyonce, basically saying why she's a baddie. I guess they're saying like you a bad chick or whatever. I don't know. I'm not into all that stuff. That's pretty cute and that's nice, you know, since Beyonce was in a girl group, she's actually, you know, giving kudos to the up and coming new girl groups. And I think that's pretty cool of Beyonce to do that type of stuff. Speaking of Instagram pictures and Honey Nut Cheerios, I did have to talk about good old Kevin Garnett. He plays for the Boston Celtics. He's one of my favorite players. I actually enjoy Kevin Garnett. He is now in a tussle with Carmelo Anthony. Y'all know how I feel about Carmelo. I love me some him. He plays for the New York Knicks. They were going back and forth. They had some type of squabble in this last game. And Kevin Garnett, he figured he would go ahead and say, La La, she was similar to a Honey Nut Cheerio. And that's been buzzing all over the place. And of course, Carmelo, he didn't take that too well. At least he didn't call her Captain Crunch. Very bumpy on the roof of your mouth and colorful. He said she was a Honey Nut Cheerio. Real nice and honeyfied, but blah. So, I mean, I guess he took offense to that. First of all, I have to say, Kevin Garnett, that's one thing you don't do. You never talk about somebody's wife. And you don't do that, like, in front of other men. That's like an ego, like a, ooh. You don't do that. Like, I don't, no thank you. Stop it. And Carmelo, this is not the lunchroom. You do not need to be standing outside no locker room, standing at the bus. You got too much money to be worried about that. Don't worry about it. And you tell Lala, you my little Honey Nut Cheerio girl. Because, honey, oh, God. That's what she gonna be named from now on. La La Honey Nut Cheerio Anthony. Girl, you better take it and run with it. Make you some t-shirts, girl. I did get a chance to see Django Unchained. You guys need to check that movie out. It was really, really good. I'll have a post over on my website about it, like a full review. I had to give like my take on the whole thing, but I thought it was a great movie. A lot of people were saying that it was too violent and it was too extra, but for a Quentin Tarantino movie, I mean, duh. And it was 2 years before the Civil War. That was just a glimpse into what happened. That really wasn't the full scheme of everything. So I don't know why people are tripping. Like, it was even worse than that. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be after. I mean, everybody was saying so much stuff. I really thought it was going to be something else. But it was actually funny in some parts. It was just a really good movie. But definitely check out my full review over on my website and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Woo! I wanted to save the best for last, honey. I did get an opportunity to see Love and Hip Hop New York, the second season. I loved the intro. It was real good how they were doing the shots with the camera and it was real dramatic. I was loving it. Yandy, she was giving full lip and baby girl's booty cheeks. It was wrestling. It was like two monkeys in a bag just wrestling. We figure out that baby girl with the big ass, her name was Tahiri and she is Joe Budden's ex. Y'all remember Joe Budden? Pump it up. Joe Budden, aka Chin Strap. He is just a lot. I cannot do it with Joe Budden. He seems as though he's crazy. And a lot of people have said that he's a nutcase. And I truly believe it. He's like a whack James Earl Jones in the throat. I want us to get back together. And then he gets like real calm and he's just crazy. And he's like, let's go out to lunch. They go out to lunch and Tahiri, she is a time bomb. Like, she done flipped the table. This bitch is shaking the table. She done shook it and everything was everywhere. And I was like, girl, that had to be staged because she left her purse and everything, girl. You know good and well. Tahiri. Erica's back. She's trying not to be as crazy. And Rich, who actually manages Olivia. Oh, Olivia. I think he's actually managing her now as well. And I was like, oh my God, he is looking at her like she's a piece of meatloaf. And come to find out, he put his tongue down her throat. And I was like, ooh, they together. She wants to be like an Elle magazine, yet she's posing for Jet Beauty of the Week. So he's like, baby girl, what are you doing? You can't keep doing all these like rigmarole type shoots. You got to get it together. And she's like, well, I got to make this bread. Yandy and Mufasa, parentheses, whatever his name is, they're together. I think his name is Mandices. Mercedes, I don't know. It was too much. She's preggers. Okay. How? I don't, no, thank you. Doesn't it look like Mufasa, he smells like baby magic and Pampers? Like, I don't know. His little teeth are shining for Christ. Like, all of those capped fronts are giving it to me. I was like, they were sawed off like Nene's. He was a mess talking about he was going to the club after the baby shower. He was like, and your father can come pick up everything. And she was like, I cannot with Yandy. She's like, I'm not even with Yandy and she nags me. So I'm like, both of y'all hush. I see how y'all together. You both sound alike. Two women. Rocky and Joe Budden, they're like best friends forever. She just messy. I can sense it. Rocky, she too much. She just got under my neck hair. She just got under, I can't. Olivia is back. She gutter butter thug nasty. And her normal Olivia self. We're still waiting on that album, Olivia. Since December. Last December, the December before last. We're still waiting. She's trying to figure out the Erica situation with Rich, and Rich is like, nah, you know, I just screw her every now and then, and you know, it ain't nothing, you know, I got this, and blah, blah, blah. Doesn't Rich look like he slobbers? Like, it looks like he has a wad of spit, like, right here, and he's just ready to, but he never gets the opportunity to. And Olivia's like, so she don't know that you a hoe? And my thing with Rich being a man whore is kind of like Stevie J. Like, how does it work? Maybe his thang-a-lang is huge. I don't know. I really don't get it. Rashida, aka Wendy from Wendy's, or maybe Ronald McDonald, whatever you want to call her. She's pretty much Tahiri's counselor. She's pretty much how Chrissy was to Fab's ex. She ain't really got no other place in the show. Joe Budden in these Oshkosh, Bigosh sweaters and vests. I can't. I don't know. And who wears their hats to the side of their waist? Take that off. Like, what are you wearing? So he shows up at Tahiri's job, and I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know what I thought she was doing, but this heifer is a waitress. Honey Nut Cheerio. I cannot. She's a waitress. She comes out. She starts talking to Joe, and she's so freaking passionate. Like, it's crazy. Whenever she's talking to Joe, she's like, and you don't understand. Somebody was asking her to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. She'd be like, you don't understand. I need a certain type of bread, a certain type of jelly and peanut butter to make this sandwich. You don't understand. She needs some pills, like, to calm her nerves, because she got nerve problems. Joe Budden is only 27? Huh? You mean to no. Yandy, she done slept with Mufasa, and now she gonna be raising 2 little boys. It's a mess. He don't want to do nothing but play video games and rub his balls all day. Yandy, you knew better. Yandy knew what she was getting into. To be so smart, she's so dumb. I swear. He wants to move because his name isn't on all the stuff. Yandy was like, she's smart. She good. I take that back. She's smart. She was like, you be alright. I just have to say, Tahiri's buttocks is massive. Like, I don't know. How does she sit down? Like, it's massive. Like, when she sits down, does it spread out? It was a lot. Like, that's a flotation device, especially when she's on planes and stuff. But anyway, she meets with Rocky. They have a back and forth. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of them already. So Erica's ignorant tail gets a new tattoo with a music note, and it has a R. And she couldn't explain it. You know that don't stand for Rugrats, girl. Rah, rah, Reptar. You know good and well you put that on there for Rich's name. And Rich was like, ooh, that girl crazy. This is Fatal Attraction stuff. And yeah, Erica seemed like she crazy. So they all meet up with Rich, and Olivia, she's asking like 80,000 questions. That's probably why she ain't got no boo. She always in everybody else's stuff, and she always got questions. She want to do Q&As. We ain't got time for that. Olivia, where's your album? Let's talk about that type of stuff. You worried about the wrong thing, honey bunch. Rich was like a deer in headlights. So he dismissed Erica, and then he goes back out to get her. I didn't understand that, and I would have left too, just like Erica, because Rich, he feeling himself like he got a new deodorant, and he is smelling himself too much. So I'd have left. Deuces, peace out on that one. And Olivia was like, you just gonna let her leave like that because she probably outside and blah, blah, blah. Olivia, she always got to pee in somebody's hot cocoa. We ain't got time for this. It's now time for Joe Budden's pool party. Everybody is in robes, like, too much. I was like, what, is this the red light special shoot? I was so confused. But Tahiri's there. Tahiri and Rocky, y'all know I'm so over them. They start going back and forth. They're playing truth for truth, and just too much. Like, they are so immature. I cannot. And they start fighting. Like, all of a sudden, I love what Tahiri did, though. She took a drink. She sipped it like, I'm cool, and then threw that mess on Rocky. I loved it. Rocky had it coming, because I do agree with Joe. She was instigating the whole time. But how in the world do you not know that somebody is low-key an instigator and messy? Like, how do you not know that? And y'all supposed to be best friends forever. Tahiri is a pistol, and I cannot wait for this whole season. It's just gonna be a lot of messiness. I did get a chance to check out Black Ink. I'm not liking that show. It's a lot. And old dude's name is Oh Shit. Like, O with a little apostrophe and shit. Like, if your name has to be that, you can't go by your government name. You can't go by like another alias. Like, you have to go by that. Too much. I'm not liking it at all. But down below in the comment section, let me know what you think about these topics. What do you think about Love and Hip Hop New York? What do you think about Beyonce's upcoming Super Bowl performance? What do you think about the whole Freddy E situation, as well as best funerals ever? Definitely let me know. Be sure to like this video. Check out my website, misspea.tv. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at misstp90. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I don't know why I'm doing my hands like this. Jazz hands. But y'all have a good one. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. God bless.